Hello everyone, Cameron Adams here, and here is the latest update on my 1960s Shelby Explorer custom model. As you see, it's definitely changed a lot since the last time I filmed it. I finally got it running. I figured out what was wrong with the chain. It wasn't actually what was wrong with the chain, it was what was wrong with the wheel. Just discovered that, so I fixed it. I put some white walls on it. White walls are designed to make the car pop, or bike, or any vehicle that has tires. Yeah, they're a little old and worn out. These actually came off of another 1960s bicycle, along with the whole back end here. I gotta get a new reflector here. I can't even tighten it. The screw inside here is broken off, as you can see. Probably can't see all that well. But yeah, you see that it's broken. So that's gonna get taken off eventually. Getting this back rim wasn't an easy task though. One issue I'm having is it keeps bending, and it keeps rubbing up against the tire. Have it bolt down here. Probably not the best bolt job. It's probably not the best bolt job done. I might have to fix that. Now you probably can't tell, but down here, the rim is cut. I actually cut it down here. It used to go all the way down, and there was another hole on the bottom of the rim, but there wasn't anything to attach it to on here, and there wasn't really any need for that part of the rim, so I had to cut it back. So yeah, just trying to work with what I got here. That's my phone holder that's on there. I'm having some issues with the seat post here. The clamp right in here. You can't see it now because the thing's on it. Well, the clamp's on it, but in the pipe here, there's a gap that's cut right in the center. This is supposed to clamp onto. The only thing is that gap is too short, so it doesn't clamp whenever I try to clamp it. And then every time I go down bumpy road, this just sinks in. Now, the reason why I have it propped up like that is, as you see, I'm over 6 feet tall. Alright? And it hurts like hell having to bend my legs in just to pedal. Alright? Because when this is all the way down like this, I have to really pedal hard. Now this is a foot brake. If I said in the last video that I wanted to turn this into a handbrake because it's easier to control than a foot brake, well, I just discovered something. When I was working on another bicycle that was also a handbrake, a foot brake, I discovered that I don't actually need to keep pedaling in order to run the bike, which is what the issue was. So that was my bad on that one. But I also discovered that foot brakes are actually a little bit easier to control than hand brakes. Hand brakes need more maintenance, and they don't really work all that well, especially when it's wet. So I decided to turn it back into a foot brake. So I put new tires on it, a little bit thicker. Yeah. They're old, but they still hold up there pretty well. So that's fixed. I got it tightened down. Chain doesn't slip off anymore. It rides. It rides pretty good. Yeah, I'm only having issues with the seat post here, and the handle I'm also kind of having issues with. Now, not the handle, but the clamp for the handle. You can see right here, it's gapped. I stuck some things inside it to kind of tighten it a little, so because every time I stand up on the bike on the pedals to get more speed, this handle turns over, and then I have to keep turning it back over. It's a pain in the ass. I think I have a new thing for this, so I'll have to take a look at it though, because it's kind of in pieces. I gotta fix this rim so we can stop rubbing it up against my tire here, because I'm afraid it's gonna cut my tire if I do that. I don't think it will, but it's just kind of obnoxious to hear. Yeah, it's a little bit of a project, but other than that, the show is just about done as far as getting parts for it goes. I got most of what I need, at least for now. There will be more updates done to the Shelby in the future. I got the kickstand back on it again. It had a kickstand. You didn't see it have a kickstand in the first video, and that's because I was missing the clamp for it, so I got a new clamp to put on it. Some of it's actually kind of handiwork. Not all of it is bike parts. This is actually part of an erector set. Yeah, that's true. Some parts of this bike are literally made out of just random junk that I find in my toolboxes. Well, yeah. I'm not joking. Majority of stuff at Don here is literally made of just random junk, random garbage, scrap metal. But does it work? Yeah, absolutely. It does, and you know what? It's cheaper too. Cause as you can see, I'm not rich. All right, I'm broke. I can't afford to get all these fancy. That's why when I buy parts for a bike, I don't buy the parts, especially if it's an old one like this. I don't buy the parts. I buy a whole bike, I buy a whole old bike, a parts bike practically, that I strip all the parts off of and put all those parts onto the bike onto the Shelby. Because getting parts anymore is just ridiculously expensive. You're paying a couple $100s for each freaking thing. And they're rare too, because they don't make these kind of pieces anymore. Alright? So it makes it very hard. Now if it's small stuff like this, this is the thing that holds the brake on. You don't really need it to buy anything like this. If you have any scrap it looks like a clamp like this, use it, because that can work. Probably should be using stuff like that. I'm gonna change this out eventually. It's only temporary. Yeah, some of this stuff is temporary, but yeah, I'm thinking about getting a front stand here, because I have a back stand, but I want to get a front stand too. I'm gonna have to make some adjustments though. The only thing is I need a soldering iron for that. Man, Bath is loud as shit today. Every time I'm trying to talk, I gotta hear more people's fucking cars and motorcycles everywhere. That's why I'm talking really loud. Because of that bullshit. And Bath isn't even that small of a freaking town. Yeah. I probably didn't tell you this, but I moved out of Allentown. Was just getting tired of, the old, just city life. want to get out a little bit. I mean, we're probably gonna wind up moving out of this place soon anyway, but for now, this is all I got. But yeah. So, this is as much as I got done. I'm trying to make the bike as aerodynamic and Art Deco as I can. Trying to give it that nice 1960s feeling to it. This came with it though. I gotta get a bolt for this, but there's a fitting that's on the inside that I have to put on in order to install a bolt. I don't have the other fitting. I gotta make one. I had to make a fitting for that. But yeah. I mean, other than that, the bike rides pretty good. It's a little rattly. You know, there's a couple loose bolts and stuff like that here and there, but it's all stuff I could fix easily. I don't even have to worry about nuts and bolts going missing because I have a whole freaking box worth of lug nuts and bolts and screws, all kinds of stuff like that. So if I ever need a nut or a bolt or screw, I just throw it right on. I have tons. All right. Yeah, everything here is 1960s except for two things. This, the phone holder, and the seat. This came off my 2022 Schwinn Himmersley. Other than that, everything here is from the 1960s or earlier. Yeah. I'll leave you posted in case I get any more work done to it. When I get any more work done to it. But for most part, this is as far as I'm going to get currently. I just have to fix a few little issues here and there. But it's just about ready. So, and I'll even keep you updated on the Atnol because I got more parts for it too. Which is another big project of mine. I got a lot of projects. But, alright. So that's the Schwinn. I keep getting mixed up. This is the 1960s Shelby Explorer Custom update. June 10th. June 10th, 2025. See you later.